Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hey, it's Shelly. I hope everybody is doing well today. I'm trying to get situated here. There we go. I hope everybody's doing well today, and I just wanted to come on and talk about comedy. What that is just something that the world needs today, and as you could tell by my YouTube channel, I am nothing but full of comedy. I am tell you a little bit about myself. I am a stand-up comedian. I tour all over the place, mainly the southeast, and I'm trying to get out and travel the whole U.S. Um, and we're going to talk about what it's like being a female comedian, some of my favorite comedians, mine personally, and I want to talk about what are some of y'all's favorite comedians. Hey, Bella. And I'm going to answer some of y'all's questions, and we're going to talk about, how do I come up with my videos? And just we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. And just hey Bonnie, hey Bella, how are y'all? And that's really what we're going to talk about today. And so I guess my first topic for the day, and y'all chime in anytime if you have a question. So I just want to kind of tell you how I got started into comedy. And then, we'll go into whatever you want to ask me. And then as I'm talking, I'm going to read y'all's comments because I want to interact too. I love interacting with people. So I'm going to read my comments real quick. Hey, Princess. Cheryl, you're so funny, Shelly. Thank you. Bella says, you're so funny. You make me laugh. Thank you so much, Bella. Cynthia says, good morning from the Bay Area. Good morning. Text Story says, hi, Shelly. Hello. Hey, Shirley. But anyway, so if you're just coming in, I'm just going to do a quick repeat of what I just said. So I just want, to talk about what I love, and that's comedy. And comedy is so huge in my life. It always has been a huge part of my life. And so I got into comedy because I love it. I always have, and I've always considered myself funny. Not so much everybody else, but I thought I was. Let's see here. Joanne Boggle, hello from Decatur, Texas. Love watching you. Thank you, Joanna. Sharon says, hey, I'm from West Greenville, and I swear you talk about people I see in my hood. Really? But everybody says, are your characters real? And what I tell everybody is everybody knows Adonna. Everybody knows Candy. Everybody knows my characters that I talk about because it's, let's see here. And hey, I'm from, let me see here. I love when you say Dollar General. Are you wearing deodorant and a protective panty liner? Well, I am wearing, so this is a bot, so I got to answer it just because they get on my damn nerves. I am wearing deodorant, but I don't need a protective panty liner because I don't have any problems, and apparently you must because you're talking about it. So anyway, so let me see if I can get rid of this bot. I got to figure out how to get rid of bots. Remove. There we go. With Candy. See, hey girl, keep up the good work. Thank you, John. Shelly, I just love you're so hilarious. I hope you could come to Pennsylvania. Me too. It's like Sesame Street in the hood. People that you see. It is. And that's kind of, so I've been growing up in the South. I remember my papa, he would always lean up against the kitchen sink and look out the front window, smoke a pipe. And he'd just sit there and shake his head at the neighbors. And my grandma, she would talk about everybody. I mean, she was like, if you were breathing, she was going to talk about you. And she was mean as shit. She was mean and would just talk about everybody. And she would sit on her front porch and just dog people. And she would talk about, all these people that smoked the pot, and everybody were drug addicts, and everybody. So, growing up with that, and all the women in my family, they're gossipers. And a lot of people in the South, they gossip because we have nothing else better to do but to talk about you. And we'll talk about you to your face and say stuff that's not good and make you like it. That's how we do in the South. But anyways, so that's kind of how I came up with my characters. It's just you earn $3.25 an hour. What do you think my chances are with Betty? Dr. Chips, that's a very good question. Pretty good, because Larry, her husband, he's on Social Security. So, and he blows all his money at bingo. So probably pretty damn good. I'm just being honest with you. That was your grandma's neighbor, Miss Green, nosy old Beatty. That was my grandma. I love your content. We love you. Sending love from Genya, South America. Oh, well, thank you. I hope I said that right. When I have a bad day, I watch you and you make me happy. Thank you. That makes me happy. We all know a Candy and a Donna. You really do. And that's the thing about not only my videos, but my stand-up comedy. A lot of people come to see my shows and they say, you didn't talk about Betty or Donna or Candy. And I'm like, well, those are my videos, but my stand-up comedy is also relatable. I talk about things that everybody's been through, that you don't want to talk about, but I will. Hey, in South Carolina. And you can always go here on my YouTube and look at some of my stand-up comedy. I have, a few minute bits, from my comedy shows. But anyways, like I was saying earlier, if you just joined, I want to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to be talking about today. And that is stand-up comedy. That is how I got into it. Because a lot of people ask, how do you get into stand-up comedy? Thank you so much, Kim. And then a lot of people ask me, what made you want to get into stand-up comedy? What is it like being on a stage and trying to make people laugh? Have you ever bombed on stage? Who is your favorite comedian? So if there's any questions you want to ask me, now's a good time to do it, because I love to answer questions about comedy. So I got into comedy. I've always felt like I was a comedian. My dad was a truck driver, and God loved him. My daddy stuttered horribly. And my dad stuttered just awful. And he had a big old belly, and he wore these big old belt buckles. I guess he thought he was a rodeo rider or something. And he would come home and he would tell these little Johnny jokes, and it was hilarious. But you never knew when the joke was over, because he just kept laughing. Well, you didn't know the joke was over until he laughed. Then you knew to laugh about the joke. Hey, and Philly. So my dad took me to go see a comedian when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. His name was Jerry Clowers. And he was an old Southern Baptist minister that started doing stand-up comedy. And from that moment, when I saw Jerry Clowers get on the stage and start doing stand-up comedy, and just the whole place erupted with laughter, I knew that's what I wanted to do all of my life. And being raised up very poor, and yes, he is a legend. Being raised up very poor, I went to so many different schools growing up, and I was picked on a lot. And I thought, well, maybe if I can make people laugh, they'll like me. And so that's how I got through school. Is I was a jokester, and so it was just, that's how I got through life. So I was always a comedian growing up, and I always made people laugh, and I never lost sight of what I wanted to do. And so, and then life happens. I got married, had children, and got divorced, got remarried, and adopted a daughter. And I worked in staffing 19 years. And then I went to work for Belk Distribution Center as an executive assistant because I was tired of staffing. I was tired of being miserable and loved my job. And then I was contacted by Studio Lambert asking me if I wanted to be on The Circle on Netflix. Well, uh, hell yeah. I'd never heard of it. I watched it. And so I sent in my videotape and they chose me to be on The Circle. And God dog Shelly, I'm not a bot. I'm an old effing Texan. You make me laugh till I pee sometimes. Oh, okay, Joni, I'm sorry. I thought you were a bot. I'm not used to seeing comments like that. I apologize. So my boss, who was a phenomenal boss that I worked for, I told him that they had asked me to be on the show, and he's like, go. You have to go. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Go. So I went to England and I did the show, The Circle, and it was a wonderful experience. How many kids do I have? 4. I have 4 children. I have 3 girls and a boy. And I have 9 grandbabies. 9 grandbabies. And so after I came back, I went back to work, went back to regular life. And for a year, I couldn't say anything about being on The Circle. I couldn't say anything. And so when The Circle came out, the day before The Circle came out, I lost my job. I got laid off my job. Shelly, in October 2020, we lost mom to Alzheimer's. 5 weeks later, and my sister's husband passed from COVID. We're dealing with this, and you have given us laughs through tears. You're a gift from God. Thank you. And I truly know that this is what I meant to do, because I get these type of comments all the time, and there's nothing more rewarding to me than to see things like that. And I greatly appreciate that comment. Thank you. Shelly, do you watch or dub to YouTube? Seen your name used. Just wondering if it was you. So there are people that steal my name and steal my videos across all social media, and use it on their platforms. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to get that. They do it on TikTok, they do it on Facebook, and I don't know how to stop it. But I consider it as a form of flattery. The only way you know it's truly me is if it says Shelly Belly Comedy. If it's under somebody else's name, it's not me. Let's see here. You have to be a wonderfully funny grandma. Yes, I am. My grandkids think that I'm a hoot. Please, thank you so much, Pam, for being my moderator in here. I always say you crack my crack. You're hilarious. Sometimes I'm laughing so hard, my family says, show us, and it takes me a few minutes to calm down from laughing to show them. Oh my God, thank you. Why am I cruel to Donna? You do know Donna's not real. You do know that. I would never treat somebody in real life like that. Those are characters. And if you must have just come in because those are characters that that I created from watching my grandmother sit on her front porch. My grandmother, and like I said, you must have just joined. That's like my neighbor who steals my underwear off the clothesline. I got a rash when I got them back. Oh my God, that is hilarious. I saw you yelling at her. It's a video. But anyways, But anyways, I got in. So life happens, and I had children, marriage, and all that. And then the day before the circle came out, day before the circle came out. Thank you, Tracy. I was laid off my job. Yes, I was laid off my job, and my husband said, "It's time." He said, "It is time for you to do what you waited to do all your life, and that is comedy." I was doing stand up comedy before I was ever on the circle. And that's why a lot of people say, "Well, you were only on the circle for a little while. How are you getting shows?" Um, so I was a comedian before I was ever on the circle. I was doing shows and stuff like that. And so that's the thing, is that I was doing comedy way before then. Being on the circle really helped my, like, becoming more popular out in the comedy world. I'd been doing comedy before, and I really wanted to do comedy and do nothing but comedy. And my husband says, "This is your calling. It's time. All the kids are gone. You were laid off your job. I got your back." So now I do comedy full time. Do you have any old bikers in your midst? I'm a flatlander, and I visited my mountain people. I ride trike now, so when I'm drunk, I don't have to put my foot down on the hills. Says my husband's a biker. Hello, ugly. Well, oh, I don't like that screen name. Don't say ugly girl as your screen name. People can relate to your humor. I thought we were related. Well, that's what I want to do with my humor. I want my humor to be relatable to people. Um, hey, Boxer, how are you? Do you watch Trailer Trash Tammy? I love her. I love her. And that's something else I'm going to get into coming up, is comedians that I really like. Um, I was joking. I know Donna isn't real. I know Mariah. But so I got into comedy, and I love it. And if there's any bookers out there, or you want to see me at your comedy club, please email them and let me know you want me there. My email is shellybellycomedy@outlook.com. So email your comedy clubs, because everybody says, "When are you coming here and when are you coming there?" There are so many comedians out here, and these bookers get thousands of emails trying to get, people trying to get booked at their clubs. It's all about supply and demand. If you want to see a specific comedian, you have to email that comedy club and let them know. When are you doing a new video? Hello. I am actually going to be doing some videos today, and I will be posting tonight because I've got some good stuff that y'all want to see. Come to Cleveland, Ohio. I'm actually working on coming to Ohio now at the Funny Bone. If you're from the South, maybe North, you have a Donna in your life. You sure do, Pam. So if you ever have a chance to see me live, you really don't want to miss it. And like right now, I've got shows booked in Tennessee, in Florida. I've got a couple of shows in Florida, and so I'm trying to get my calendar booked for May in June. So like I said, email your comedy clubs. I'm so glad I came across you. I love your craziness, especially when you holler Donna and basically harass your neighbors. Much love. Thank you. Would you come to a UK comedy club? I would love to, but it would definitely have to be worth the travel, because that's what, a 10-hour flight. I just absolutely love you. Thank you, Tammy. You can find my schedule of where I'm going to be. Thank you, Tracy. I get distracted. If you want to see where I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy, go to my website at shellybellycomedy.com. It's that simple, shellybellycomedy.com, and you can see where I'm going to be doing comedy at. Shout out to me, your fan. You should pick a new name for your new video. Your fan, UK. Well, thank you. You're from the South. You're incredible as a Southern comic. Thank you, Boxer. Come to Australia. Yvette, I would love to do that. I've never been to the Aussie, the Outback. My people are from Spartanburg, South Carolina area, and you're in North Carolina. Oh, well, I'm in Packlet. I'm on the outskirts of Spartanburg. My favorite comedians, your fan, you're so funny. Thank you, Fatima. I love Bill Burr. I think Bill Burr is hilarious. I love, now I'm talking about like true blue comedians. Bill Burr is absolutely hilarious. He is one of the best out there right now. And because I'm a storyteller, I have to say I love Kevin Hart. Now, he does not write a lot of his own comedy, but I don't know who his comedy writers are, but they're great because they are great at the storytelling for him. A lovely place called Fair Forest, South Carolina. Oh, I know where Fair Forest is. Come to West Virginia. Greenville loves you so much. I love y'all. And I would love to come back to West Virginia. I'm trying to get booked at Causey's Comedy Club. I'm good. No, always watching. Thank you. Everyone thinks you're a Geechee from South Carolina in the best way. What do you mean Geechee? But I love Lynn Morgan. She is what's her name? Lynn? I can't think of her name, but she's an amazing comedian. Please pick one of us a new video. And okay. Good afternoon, Shelley. Love your content. How are the bookings coming? I'm trying. And I have to say this while we're talking about comedians and getting bookings. It is really comedy. I have always took challenges and just hit them head on. Comedy is probably the hardest thing I've had to do because it is so hard to get booked. And as a female comedian, it's even harder to get booked. And I'm saying that because any female comedian will tell you that. It's your accent, just something it's called. Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about now. If you're in Charleston, I know what Geechee is. Love you so much. Enjoy watching all of your videos. They make me laugh and smile. Thank you, Dawn. They're from the low country around Charleston area. Very difficult speech. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. It's very hard. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and not had to do, but that I've done, is stand-up comedy. Because, like I said, trying to get booked is very difficult because there are so many comedians out there. And there's so many people that are, I have over 1 million followers on TikTok. I mean, I have probably over 2 million followers across social media. And everybody wants to see me here. Everybody wants to see me there. But what I try to tell everybody is, if you want to see me at your comedy club, email them. Say, I want Michelle Ryder to come to your comedy club. And then, they'll look at me and they'll go, okay, supply and demand. We need to see her there. You're from Chesterfield, South Carolina. How far are you away from me? I have no idea. You're hilarious. I never know what's coming next from Victoria in the UK. Yeah, I try to keep it, going. I haven't seen so many roles since I ate at the Golden Corral. Yeah. Speaking of that, I went to a restaurant called M&J's in Alabama yesterday. I had a show this weekend in Anniston, Alabama. And this restaurant had the best damn rolls I've ever had in my life. You hear me? They were yeast rolls, and I'm going to tell you about them. And after I ate there, I felt like a yeast roll. Shelly, you should see my neighbor. He sits on his front porch in a bathrobe, flip-flops, and smokes cigarettes. And I don't tried to see up his bathrobe. That is hilarious. You just gave me a hell of an idea. You just gave me a hell of an idea. I watch all your old videos. You're a fan in the UK. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. But yeah, I notice I say a lot. I guess it's because I don't know what I'm going to say next. It's not from lack of education or nothing like that. I think I'm just trying to figure out what's next. But I really am trying to get to as many places as I can. I'm going to start booking Never Fry Bacon Naked. I learned that the hard way. I'm going to start trying to book more theaters and breweries, places like that, because at number one, I make more money doing that than I do at comedy clubs. And I'm just tired of trying to get booked, and I can't. I'm tired of dealing with the bookers. You email these bookers and email them, and they use the same damn comedians all the time. And I'm just trying to get booked. You know I'm a funny comedian. Every show I go to, every show is either sold out or now when I performed at Zany's, one of the biggest and best comedy clubs in the world, wouldn't you know they had a freaking ice storm that day? Yes, and there was not very many people there. I was so disappointed, but the show went on. Don't iron naked either. I won't do that. When's the last time you've been at the Dollar General today? So I know, and I have an hour show. Yes, I'm on, Mary. Here I am. So I usually do an hour's worth of comedy when I do stand up. You would love to see me at my live show. I would love for you to. And I'm going to tell you, I bring down the house at every comedy show I do. Get on Graham Norton chat show in the UK. That will help you. The Graham Norton show. Okay, I'll look it up. I think I've heard of him before. But the thing of it is it's just so hard. So rather than to struggle and scrape and try to get on these comedy clubs, I'm just going to start booking theaters and booking, venues in town. And that way, all right, be good, Pam. That way I don't have to worry about trying to get booked in the comedy clubs because it's their loss. They don't know what they're missing because people, I do comedy shows, people are rolling, laughing, like rolling. And I don't want to be mistaken for somebody that, thank you, Tracy. That's what I'm going to start doing. It's just booking places like that. But because I'll tell you, I love doing theaters. Like I'm going to be performing with Danny Whitson in the Wallace Theater in Johnson City, Tennessee. And I love doing theaters. And also I'm going to be performing with Tanya Lee Davis in Greensboro, North Carolina. And so I've got a lot of shows coming up. But of course, now that COVID's kind of at bay, I guess you would say, everybody is coming out of the woodworks. All the big name comedians are coming out, starting to hit the comedy clubs. I'm so honored because I actually just booked with a huge comedy club in Naples, Florida called Off the Hook Comedy Club. And Off the Hook Comedy Club is like one of these comedy clubs that all the big names go to. So I actually had somebody from social media reach out to them and say they wanted me to come perform, and I'm actually going to go do a show. So like I said, if you want to see me at your comedy clubs, email them and tell them, because it's kind of like I tell people, it's kind of like going to the grocery store and you find a bag of bread that you really love and you love it so much, but you're the only one that loves it. 2 months later, you go to the grocery store and it's not there anymore because you're the only one that likes it. So it's about supply and demand. If the comedy clubs don't have a demand for a certain comedian, they won't book them. They want comedians now that have millions of followers and that can bring people and put butts in the seats. Do I ever come to Pennsylvania? I have never been there, but I would love to come. I am a history buff, and there is so much history in Pennsylvania. So not only would I do a comedy show, but I would also tour around the city because I would love to go there. But I've got a lot of shows coming up. And like I said, if you want to see where I'm going to be, just go to ShellyBellyComedy.com. The more of us on here that are following her, that request her name to our comedy clubs and share her name to the public, the better our chances are of having her get booked in our area. Thank you, Shirley. Absolutely. Share my stuff on your YouTube. Share it with everybody you know. Is it wrong to wear your pajamas to Walmart or grocery store if they are comfortable and clean and not revealing? I don't think so. Baby, you do you. Love how nasty you are because you say it in a way that if you didn't have a dirty mind, you may not understand the joke. Exactly. And see, my comedy's really not dirty. It's suggestive, right? There's comedians out here that are just like really dirty, and people love that. But, like one of my bits that I do on stage is I always take something to drink on stage because I get very nervous, right? And excited. Anderson Music Hall and Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds. Lots of shows there, mostly music, but worth a shot. Dollar General is right down the road. That is hilarious. I will look into it, I promise. But what the hell was I saying? Crap. See, I forgot what I was saying. It just takes that much. Oh, so I drink a lot because I'm nervous on stage. And you love my twist. This is Huber. Thank you. And so what I tell people is you're going to see me drinking a lot tonight while I'm on stage, but that's because I'm going through menopause and I'm taking medication because I got a dry vagina. And so now I'm spitting dust out of both ends and because the medication makes my mouth dry, and people just roll laughing. So I have a lot of suggestive humor. I like you because of your suggestive comedy. I don't like raunchy comedy. I do not do raunchy comedy. I do a lot of suggestive because even people that go to church can come see my comedy show. You might hear shit, damn, hell, but you won't hear anything raunchy. I don't do the P word. I don't do the F word. Everything is suggestive, and anybody and everybody can enjoy that. Now, I don't suggest anyone under the age of 18 coming to my show, but, I just talk about poontang waxes. I talk about being married. I talk about growing up being poor and me and my husband moving into a double wide trailer and us having a jacuzzi tub. Oh, that was nice. I talk about that. And I just talk about being a Southerner and it's funny and it's fun. And I do crowd work. And the good thing is a lot of comedians have about 45 minutes of comedy. And there's a lot that have an hour. And there's some like Bill Burr, he'll do comedy for hours. My comedy show, when I'm on stage, lasts about an hour. And then unless I'm doing an opening, like I open for Tanya Lee Davis. Tanya Lee Davis is like one of the most well-known female comedians in the world. She is 3'3" tall. She's a little person, and she is very well known in the UK and has been on Night at the Apollo. She has been on TV. She's been on commercials. She has done comedy for over 30 years. And she asked me if I would do some opening shows for her, and I was honored. And so I jumped on it. And so she and I do a lot of shows together. And like I said, she and I are going to be doing a show at the Comedy Zone in Greensboro, North Carolina. Listen for an hour, I would be dead. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of comedians that are on stage, it is tough to do, but I can actually hold the audience's attention for an hour. I can. It will fly by. You'll be like, is it already over? But when I open for somebody, I only do 30 minutes. And then usually the headliner does an hour. Now, when I tour with Danny Whitson, who's a magician comedian, he's who I'm going to be with at the Wallace Theater, we do a co-headline. So he does his time and I do my time. I bet holidays at your house are insane, to say the least. We have a ball. One of my comedy jokes that I do is one year I bought my grandbabies some remote control cars. And I forgot to buy batteries. And I told my granddaughter, I said, look, go in my panty drawers. I got some batteries in there. And then I realized that the batteries were dead. So needless to say, my kids was like, Mom, no, you no. And I was like, okay, I got you. I would be laughing so hard I probably would die laughing. Honey, my show, I'm going to tell you, my show this weekend, those people were rolling. I mean, they were like rolling. And I did 45 minutes there. And I will tell you right now, they were like, I have seen so many comedians because we love comedy. That's probably the best comedy show I've ever seen in my life. And so I really give 150% at every comedy show that I do. And like I said, if there's a booker out there that's looking for an awesome comedian with over 2 million followers that can put asses in the seats, I'm available. Okay? Or if you're, look, I do private parties too. So if you're looking for a comedian to do like a wedding, because a lot of people are doing, instead of doing the dancing and all this, they have comedians come out and do weddings, like at the after party. And I've done one of those, and it was amazing. They said that was the funnest wedding they've ever been to. Can you imagine? Instead of people getting up and doing the electric slide, they're watching a comedian. It was great. I've done birthday parties. Nothing's funnier than sending your grown or almost to get you something from the drawer. May have called on now. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was telling, would you have a wedding? I would have a wedding just to hear you. You know what? And I'm also a notary, so I can also marry people. Can you imagine somebody marrying you and then they do stand-up comedy? That would be a hoot. Everyone I send to, they follow you. Thank you so much, Mary. And like I said, please share my stuff here on YouTube. I'm kind of new to YouTube. I'm just really starting out. And so please share my stuff. Follow me across social media. I'm on TikTok as Shelly Belly Comedy. Every Instagram, Facebook, I'm across all social media as Shelly Belly Comedy. And I'm always putting out new content. I'm always, trying to put new stuff out there. So please go follow me across all social media. Ever work with Darren Knight? Y'all would make the perfect married couple. I have never done anything with Darren Knight. I was actually in Anniston, Alabama. I think that's where Darren Knight's from this past weekend at a comedy club there. But yeah, Darren Knight, he does very funny videos. His videos are very funny. I think he does what is it? Darren Knight's. Is it Mama? Southern Mama. He does Southern Mama. But no, I've never worked with him. Hi from the UK. That is great. Oh my God, great suggestion. His Southern Mama. Hey girl, would Donna be joining you? Probably not. I'll leave Donna at home. Love you, Shelly. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank y'all. But yeah, I am. So I'm trying so hard to get booked throughout the US because I want to meet everybody and meet all the supporters. Hey, David. Thank you. I'm from Georgia and have a big mouth. I have been spreading the word. Thank you, Teresa. That means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Yes, I would love for you to mod for me. I would love watching you perform the chicken dance. You were the best. Texas, Michelle, Tammy from Texas. I want to come to Texas so bad I can't stand it. Excuse me. I would love to come to Texas. I have a huge following from TikTok in Texas. But again, I can't get anybody to email me back. So what I'm probably going to do is just find a good venue in Texas and just book a venue there and just try to get to Texas that way. Well, I'm going to do my best, Tammy. Do you have any suggestions of some venues in Texas? Now, I can't do no like, I can't sell out like a stadium or an arena, stuff like that. I can't, that's out of the question. But do you have like bars that do comedy shows, or do you have like, the old theaters they used to have that they've now converted, or like the movie theaters, and they converted them into like venues? Stuff like that would be great. I just found you last month. I laughed for hours on a bunch of video shorts. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Disappointed Democrat. Thank you. I will come. What about Oklahoma? Yes, I will come to Oklahoma. And like I said, if y'all have venues there in your town, and it's like a small theater, holds maybe 150, 200 people, that's what I'm looking for. If you have a venue in your area that holds about 150, 200 people, that's a good place to do a stand-up comedy show. Please email me. My email is shellybellycomedy@outlook.com. Where do you come around Atlanta? I've been trying to get out at the Improv. I spoke with the booker out there. He asked me when my availabilities were. I told him, and then he ghosted me. Crossville, Tennessee. I don't know how far Crossville, Tennessee is, but I'm actually going to be in what's the name of it? The Wallace Theater in Johnson City, Tennessee, on the 30th this month. I could look into my small town, Oklahoma. They would love you. Absolutely, Casey. Just excuse me. Just shoot me the venue. Like I said, I'm looking for venues that are about 150 to 200 people. Nothing bigger than that. Around 4 hour. Let me see here. What is a venue? How many people? There are places I need some info. So can I promote you? Yes, you can. Look back, Texas. I'm sending email. I have a question. Okay. Email me, shellybellycomedy@outlook.com, and let me know. Patriot Lady, shoot me an email, shellybellycomedy@outlook. Let me know. The Anderson Music Hall would be perfect. Okay. Perfect. Have you tried booking on military bases? I have not, but I would love to do that because my son is a Marine. I had to go. Keep up the good work. You will be successful. Lots of love. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you. Fort Benning. I need to do that. I need to start booking on military bases for sure. That would be great. But yes, if you have a place you want me to come, that's a venue, 150 to or 100 to 150 to 200 people, send me an email. Shoot me an email at shellybellycomedy@outlook.com. Let me know what venue it is, and I'll reach out to them and try to get booked there. And because like here, there's a town called Gaffney, South Carolina. We have the Capri Theater. It used to be one of those old movie theaters, and they transferred it into like where you can have like after like prom, like after party proms, baby showers, wet stuff like that. And so yes, he's a Marine. What's wrong with that, Terry? Contact send. I won't remember all this, so just shoot me an email or what venue it is. Well, I will definitely tell him that, Patriot Lady. I will tell him you said that. But just if you have any venues like that, shoot me an email. Your Army family. Oh, well, thank y'all for everybody in your family for their service. And I'm not the we're not the my son isn't either. He respects all military, even though he's a Marine. He respects all military. All military is his brothers and sisters. Um, so we we just appreciate each other. Uh, they're, bless their hearts, they're overworked and underpaid right now, bless their heart. But anyways, I would love for y'all to shoot me an email, give me some ideas and some places around where you live at, and I will be happy to reach out to them and try to book something in your area for sure, absolutely. But I'm gonna. Well, thank you. He knows the joke. Yes, he does. I know. And my son, he's all about, he eats the crayons and all that stuff. You're medically retired. I'm Mindy and I am new. Hello, Betty. Is it Bell Girl? Welcome. Hello. But I'm actually about to hop off here. I've got to actually go and start sending my stuff to some places that some people have sent to me. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for continuing to follow me and like my videos. I will be posting some more videos tonight that I think that you're going to love. I've got some reaction videos that I posted. You're going to just go bananas over one that I'm going to post. There goes my dog. That's my protection right there. Oh, there's my hubby. He's home. Hey, hon. And but anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Please send me the names of these theaters that you're talking about to ShellyBellyComedy@outlook.com. And I will see y'all on the flip side and be looking for some more videos tonight. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.